Morning, everybody. Another beautiful day here. Welcome to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. I literally just rolled out of the bed. I figured that I would tell you something that I learned later yesterday evening, and that is good news out of New Hampshire. If you are following along, New Hampshire House Bill 1660, otherwise known as the Red Flag Bill, made its way through the House and the Senate in the Live Free or Die state. Which is, if you're following along, New Hampshire is getting more and more anti-gun. However, Governor Sununu yesterday vetoed the bill. I'm going to put on screen right here his actual response detailing his veto. You can see here it says, by the authority vested in me, pursuant to Part 2 of Article 44 of the New Hampshire Constitution on July 28, 2020, I have vetoed House Bill 1660. It is incredibly disappointing that after 2 years of hard work, I have not yet received legislation to establish a protective order for vulnerable adults that the people of our state can support. The Department of Justice and my office have dedicated many hours of time and effort working with a diverse group of stakeholders to design legislation that accomplishes the goal of protecting vulnerable adults while avoiding unintended consequences. Despite multiple meetings convened by my office and assistance from my staff in drafting language, the stakeholders were unable to agree on a compromise amongst themselves or one that the people of our state could support. First, while HB 1660 does address some of the concerns from a similar bill that was vetoed last year, it still leaves open a serious and real possibility that victims of domestic violence could inadvertently obtain the wrong protective order that leaves them with fewer protections from their abusers. Rather than exempting domestic violence victims from eligibility for this order to remove the possibility of confusion, as both I and the Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence requested, the bill creates a worksheet for victims to fill out to determine if this order adequately addresses their situation. The last thing a victim of domestic violence needs to be dealing with as they are experiencing a traumatic situation is bureaucratic paperwork. My administration has worked long and hard to enhance protections for victims of domestic violence, including signing 2 bills into law this year that strengthen these protections. The provisions of this bill would complicate and potentially undermine those positive steps. We cannot let this happen. Second, the legislation would permit a court to enter a temporary order with or without actual notice to the person against whom the order is being sought. This and other provisions could lead to violations of an individual's right under the 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution, as well as similar provisions within the New Hampshire Constitution. These concerns were raised repeatedly in the work my office engaged in with the legislators and advocates. Unfortunately, our attempts to find a compromise were rejected. For the reasons stated above, I have vetoed House Bill 1660. Respectfully submitted, Christopher Sununu, Governor. So that's the good news. If you're not in New Hampshire or familiar with what's been going on there, this bill went right through the House and Senate without one single Republican vote. That tells you that the legislature in New Hampshire is made up Democrat. The anti-gunners have infiltrated the Live Free or Die state of New Hampshire. This is why voting is so important. Far too many people think it's not nowadays. But legitimately, guys and gals, vote this November. They say elections have consequences, and if you follow the last 2 or 3 elections where a lot of people have given up and let the grassroots anti-gunners take over, or the grassroots Marxists take over, we're reaping what we sowed. We didn't do anything. We got lazy. We're the silent majority, and lately things have been going against us. But I see a turn happening. I see things starting to shift, and we can thank it all to the pandemic here, among other things. So please get out and vote. Pass this along to your friends, New Hampshire. Good job, Governor Sununu. Good job. He has repeatedly shot down anti-gun bills that have been brought to his desk. So make sure you try to keep him or somebody similar in office as we move along here in the future in New Hampshire. Till we see each other again, everybody, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon. Please subscribe to Guns and Gadgets if you haven't already. This is the best source for Second Amendment news, no matter where it happens in the country. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. Hope you all having a fantastic morning. I'm going to finish my coffee, and I probably have another video or two today as well. All right, guys and gals, have a good one. Take care.